Hello, and welcome live to the Infinity Sports Network. I'm Carl Mogline, along with Noah Taborda. We're going to talk bowls. Wooden bowls, metal bowls, and of course, college football bowls. Now, to introduce you, Noah, the real question here is, wooden or metal bowls, which do you prefer?
I hurt right now. My brain hurts after that introduction. I prefer college football bowls. I prefer the bowl season, and I'm ready to go. I like duck bowls. I like Buckeye bowls. I don't like Seminole bowls or Crimson Tide bowls.
Wow, way to reveal your picks. So just going over.
It reveals who I like.
Sure. Revealing what the show is gonna be, we're gonna go through, I believe, 21 different bowls, up to the Advocare Bowl in direct order. So this will be the bowls from the December 20th all the way through December 29th. Later on, we will have our second show, part 2, which will preview the bowls you actually care about later. But I do promise that this one will be the most enjoyable show of the two, as, come on, let's be honest here, you guys really want to hear us talking about the Bitcoin St. Petersburg Bowl.
Yeah.
Alright, Noah, any final thoughts before we move into the bowls?
Just a rundown, we'll be talking about the bowls in order, including confidence. I feel like we should tell them what the name of our picks are, too, just because,
The name of our picks? Fine, what's the name of your picks? I forget. Oh, I know the name of your picks, actually. Never mind, I like the name of your picks. You know what, Noah?
Mine is Larry Culpepper's picks, in case you don't know who Larry Culpepper is. He is the original creator of, and this is a fact that many people don't know, the original creator of the College Football Playoff. He has the bracket on a napkin. It is the original bracket.
Alrighty, and mine is called Quack Quack. I don't know if that reveals my allegiances. Maybe a little bit. Hint, hint, I live in the state of Oregon. I don't know if it's hard to tell, but I may or may not be holding an Oregon pillow pet at the moment. That is to be known later. Alright, so moving into the bowls, we will be giving, picks, confidence, and that brings us to our first bowl. The R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Nevada versus Louisiana Lafayette. I know the bowl you've all been waiting for is this one. Alright, Nevada comes in 7-5. Louisiana Lafayette, 8-4. The excitement continues. Noah, who do you have in the most important bowl of the first bowls?
Well, we had a lot of fun with Louisiana Lafayette last year. That I can remember. That carried over, of course, into college basketball season with Alfred Payton. This year, the Raging Cajuns, a pretty decent year. They went 8-4, not the most amazing of years, but not a bad year at all. They lost to Ole Miss, Boise State, Louisiana Tech, and Appalachian State. 3 of those teams are in the bowl season. 2 of them are very, very good teams. And, they had a pretty good up and down, good running attack, 26th in the nation, led by their running back McGuire, Elijah McGuire, the 6 foot 200-pound running back. But Nevada they look like a better team. I think they've had to play better teams, and they've competed with them. Lost a one-possession game to Colorado State, lost by 5 to Boise State, lost by 7 to Arizona, and they lost in overtime to Air Force. The only game they really weren't in was the game against Fresno State. I like what Nevada's put together. I like what they've done this year. I like who they played. I think they've prepared themselves well, and senior quarterback Cody Fajardo, I think, will be ready to lead them in this one to the victory. However, I'm not very confident. I have them at a confidence of 3.
Ooh, a solid 3. Now, we should explain, of the 38 bowls, are we giving them 1 through 10 confidences, or our ESPN confidences?
I'm giving them my ESPN confidences.
Wait, but wouldn't that be your confidence of 30-some then?
No, they're my confidence of 3.
No, your first confidence gives you 38 points, dude. That's how it works.
I know.
So your confidence of 3? You mean a confidence of 30-something?
Oh, I was doing it backwards.
You really were.
Awkward.
You really need to flip those, because otherwise you were going to have a very bad bowl season.
I will. I really will.
Alright, moving on to mine. I have them 24th of the 39 different bowl games. Nevada. I don't really need to say much more Noah covered it, and I don't think that it's that important, as we both agreed on it. It's a mid-major bowl, which means anything can happen. I found that out last year, where I put a couple bowls way too high that shouldn't have been way too high. I kind of got bit for it. So, lower confidence. Alright, moving on to the... Is it Gildan or Gildan? I feel like it's...
Wait a second. No, Carl, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong, I'm right.
Nah, if you get one... Okay, according to ESPN, confidence scoring. Okay, you may use a specific confidence value only once. Each bowl game will be assigned one of the whole values between 1 and 39. If you choose the confidence scoring system, you receive the amount of confidence point you assign to each game where you correctly selected the winning team. The higher the confidence point number you assign to a particular game, the more confident you are that you have selected who will win the matchup.
Alright, I know what I did then. I flipped last year. The higher the confidence, the higher it was on the page. This year, the higher the confidence, the lower it is on the page.
That is a good question. Why?
I like having higher confidence higher. This bugs me.
I would agree.
Now I need to flip all of my picks.
This is an issue. Can we change this whole show from a bowl show to just bashing ESPN for disregard of Carl's personal opinion?
Please. I would enjoy that thoroughly. So I guess my confidences are going to be a little out of whack. Yeah, I apologize for that, but I think you'll get the idea. Moving on to the second and one of the 5 most important bowls of the first 5 bowls. I believe it is Gildan, New Mexico Bowl, as Utah State takes on UTEP. I mean, big teams here. All right.
I think it's a good game. I think it's an underrated game, Carl. I think you've got a good team in Utah State. UTEP, they had a pretty solid year, but look at Utah State. I think they were one of the more surprising teams. You know, at the end of the year, I think they took a big hit in that game against Boise State, who Boise State just came in and destroyed them 50-19, gave them no shot. But they were a team that put up a pretty good fight in a tough Mountain West Mountain Division. Boise State, Colorado State, Air Force, all of them in there with them. The only 2 teams that weren't good were New Mexico and Wyoming, but they managed to weather the storm there. However, they did have the loss against Colorado State by only 3. They did beat Air Force. I think this Utah State team is vastly underrated. Their defense is one of the top in the country, allowing just over 20 points a game. On the other side, you got UTEP, who, a similar thing for me, I'm picking against teams that have a good running attack. UTEP, one of the better running attacks in the country, 34th. However, I just look at how they played, and I don't see it in them. They're not really great at scoring. They're not really great at stopping anybody. I think that's a poor combination, especially when you're going up against a team like Utah State that has experience playing against good teams. So I've got Utah State.
And what was the confidence on that, please?
That would be 31.
Okay. Mine was really similar once I flipped mine. So technically it's 9 on my rankings, but that is actually 31. Oh, we had the same confidence, Noah!
Celebration.
Proud of us. Alright. That was that bowl. We are moving on to the, interestingly enough, another Utah team, Utah, versus another Mountain West team, Colorado State. So
this is the good game.
This is actually a pretty good game, I agree. Alright,
yeah, no,
so on one hand, you have Utah. Utah is a Pac-12 team, I know, that's interesting. Versus Colorado State, a non-Pac-12 team, because, well, they're not Pac-12. So basically, Colorado State was in line almost at one point to be able to get the Group of 5 bid into the, I guess they're the Big 6 games, the New Year's games. I do not know the exact title of them. Whatever. Colorado State had a superb season, but there was a time also that Utah was ranked extremely high. So this is a solid game, especially for a first-day bowl game. You got Colorado State on one hand, 8th in passing yards, led by their quarterback, Garrett Grayson, and a fairly good defense at 34th. On the other hand, though, you got Utah, who had a pretty good defense, but the scoring defense does not show for it. And part of that's playing in the Pac-12, but 61st in scoring defense. When I was making my decision, I looked back to the inconsistency of the Utah quarterbacking, moving between Kendall Thompson and Travis Wilson. It's hard to say which is going to come out in this game. While the defense of Utah has been fairly good, they did falter late in the season where they allowed 34 to Colorado and 42 to Arizona. For these reasons, I think that with a low confidence, I'm picking Colorado State in this one because I feel like they have the ability to do this. But I do pick them with extremely low confidence. I believe they would be my 5.
Wow.
My 5.
Wow. Well, I think the big thing in Colorado State, and I'm surprised you failed to mention him, I think he's probably one of the best wide receivers in the country, Rashard Higgins. I mean, the guy is a beast. 89, 1,640 yards, 17 touchdowns, leading what was a dangerous Colorado State passing attack. 8th in the country. Now, you go over to Utah, their defense just doesn't, give me that sense of confidence. And to be fair, they are playing in the Pac-12, a conference that scoring is a usual. It's hard to compete against some of the quarterbacks you've got going there. But I don't have a really big sense of confidence with this team. Utah is one of the worst passing defenses in the country, 89th on passing defense. And it was only about a couple of days ago that I actually swapped my pick. I was feeling Utah, but after looking at the passing defense, I just don't have confidence in Utah's ability to stop Colorado State. I think Colorado State, vastly underrated team, like you said, Carl, had a pretty good season. Had they not lost to Air Force, probably would have been an even better bowl game. I'm picking Colorado State with a confidence of 16.
Ooh, getting crazy. All right, we move on to another bowl, and I should explain, I've got a very high confidence on this game, and I need to explain. So this is the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, not the other one. It's the famous one. And so this pits Western Michigan versus Air Force. Now, I have Air Force at a fairly high, I don't want to count down, but it's somewhere in the 20s, I will say. And this is keyly because Air Force averages 272 yards on the ground, and Western Michigan has, I believe, I forget the exact ranking, but let's just say it has a bottom half rushing defense. On the other hand, Western Michigan is a rushing defense as well, has a rushing offense, but Air Force had a solid rushing defense. So I looked a little further into this game to find further stats, and I found that I'm fairly confident that Air Force will pull out this victory.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I think Air Force is up there. They've got them at 26. What did you have them at?
I forget it's not the exact number because I'm trying to figure out with my backwards confidence. It's somewhere in the 20s, yeah.
The backwards confidence picks of Carl, no lie.
I still can't believe they flipped. I want to have my top picks. It just bugs me.
It's okay. You'll be okay, Carl.
It's not gonna be okay, Noah.
Yeah, Air Force had a good season. Just to touch on this, I think we have had a Mountain West team in every single bowl thus far.
Yup, 4.
Nevada,
4.
we haven't got the Boise State. Colorado State, Utah State, and Air Force. So that's a lot. They like Mountain West heavy at the beginning, and it's a good conference. And Air Force, had a good year. As you said, their running attack is simply phenomenal. Simply put, I mean, it's hard to stop what they've got going. You give them the ball, you give their running backs the ball. Jacoby Owens will take off. Only a sophomore, but ran for 1,054 yards and 5 touchdowns. This team is a threat. You look at Western Michigan; they're good. They're a solid team. I would say they're nothing special. I think Air Force has something special on the ground. I've got Air Force winning.
All right, thank you, Noah. So moving on to our next game. All right, and Noah, I would like you to give the analysis on this one. The Raycom Media Camellia Bowl, the game of the century, if I will. South Alabama versus Bowling Green. Just thrilling stuff out there. Noah.
Yeah. This is my one confidence. Let's get that straight off the bat. I have a little to no confidence in my pick in this one. Look, I've gotten mixed signals from South Alabama. They competed with Navy. But Navy, of course, didn't have quite the year we expected. But 42-40 loss. They got destroyed by Arkansas State.